this is someone in you guys' life. The characteristic about this person, so you know who I'm talking about, it's a person who is very hell-bent on what it is that they believe. And it's like, no matter how much of an argument that you could have with this person, you could bring case studies, you could bring facts, like it does not matter. They're still going to just dig their heels in and believe even more what it is that they believe. Hello, Sagittarius. Okay. Well, all right. We'll go with it. Welcome to your December soul session. I am Marlo. If you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend. Okay, Sagittarius. I'm just going to go ahead and say happy solar return. We are now officially in Sagittarius season. It is your time, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing fine. But I was going to say my whole little spiel. You know, if you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance and all that good stuff and whatnot, or whatever. But a whole bunch of cards have already fallen out for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and, jump in, and then I have to promote my book too, because I have a book on my website that tells you how to watch my soul sessions. It's on sale right now, because if you already know, I mean, if you had the book from last year, then, you should be watching this as a collective reading. So spiel over. Anywho, first card. You guys have the Three of Baskets. Oh, come through autofocus. And this would be the Three of Cups because, of course, this is the Hoodoo Tarot, so they're slightly different. So that's the first card you guys have out. Then you have the Four of Coins in the reverse. Then we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. And then we have the Two of Coins. So what it is looking like, Sagittarius. Coming out of November and into December, you guys are on an energetic high, right? It's you're feeling good, things are working out, you're optimistic. The first thing I thought about before turning the camera on is I was thinking of like the post eclipse hangover that a lot of people are feeling. And this is speaking of November energy, of course, because the full moon eclipse was on the 19th of November. So a lot of people, and of course, I'm recording this in November, but around this time, a lot of people are feeling really groggy and tired. However, the thing that I did foresee for a lot of people is, despite this energy kind of hanging around, it's not really so much of an emotional thing. It's more of like a physically taxing type of thing. But for the most part, people are pretty optimistic, despite this energy that's making people hella tired and whatnot. But I see the same thing for you guys. It's more or less, this can also be speaking to, if you're in America, Thanksgiving time, because this is typically a time that you connect with friends and family members. There could be a birthday party you guys attended, a family dinner, anything along those lines. But I really feel like you guys are on an emotional high. And that brings us into this Four of Coins in the reverse, in the sense that we're talking about releasing, right? So I feel in a sense that it's something that you guys held on to. So for a lot of you, this really could be speaking to that eclipse that happened in November, where whether you were aware of it or not, you just made a decision to release whatever it was or whoever it was that you felt like was holding you back. And the thing I feel like I have to say is, specifically for those of you who may have reunited with people, because I can't get over this. With the Three of Cups, it's very rare for me in particular to see that card as, because some people will say with the Three of Cups, like it's like a wedding celebration type of thing. It's very rare I ever see that in the Three of Cups, but for some reason for you guys, I'm heavily seeing some type of gathering. And hello, it is you guys, birthday season. So this very well could be your own birthday party. But I feel this sense of a gathering of people, but I also feel this element of what it is you guys have released or who it is that you guys have released, and not necessarily saying this for all Sagittarius, but this is like one group I'm picking up energy on, is if this is a person that you guys released, or even if it's like a mentality, You know what I mean? Or, a fear of spending money that you've saved or made or what have you. I feel whatever that block was, it was causing some sort of distance between you and people. So I don't know if it's that, like, focusing so much on your finances or trying to save to buy a house, or for whatever reason, it's almost as if whatever this is that you guys are letting go of is something you've held on to, or someone you've held on to, that caused you to not be able to do things like this on a regular basis. So I feel some distance between siblings, friends, family members, something along those lines. So I don't know if for some of you, this could be because I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind looking at this energy signature, guys, the first thing that comes to mind for me is like like if you think about being in a relationship with someone who's like controlling, and like kind of how they isolate you from your family type of deal. Like that's the first thing that popped into my mind in reference to this, but not saying that, that's all of you. But that's the energy signature that I feel with this. But I feel more or less whatever this connection is that happens, and this would be like the end part of November, the beginning of December. So literally like that week of Thanksgiving, which would be like the week of what is that, like the 21st through the 26th, 27th, like somewhere around that. So like that last week of November coming into the technical last week of November, which is a few days that leads into December. So like the 28th through the 24th, it's something around that time of you connecting with people or engaging with people. It could be your own birthday party, or gathering, and that kind of creating some sort of resurgence for you guys. So where this thing that you guys wanted to release, or even if you didn't know what it was that was holding you back, I believe in November, it was more conceptual, right? Whatever this event was revealed something to you. It could be just like a joyous kind of feeling you felt reconnecting with these people, or just being around people, period, to where it's almost acting as an inspiration for you to really bring it down with this 4 of coins in the reverse into the 3D and really enact it, if that's making sense, right? Now, the next card, with it being the 6 of swords in the reverse, of course, this is talking about being stuck in a mindset, right? So if there's ever any like chaos or calamity that's in our lives, or any type of emotional unrest, this is really speaking to this going back to a mindset that's holding us back. So what I would give you guys a heads up on with this, kind of like how I was saying that for those of you who feel like it's something that's blocking you, but you don't know what it is. Like you can't say, oh, I self-sabotage, that's why I'm blocked. Or, I have a tendency to doubt myself, or I have imposter syndrome. Like if you can't call it on something like that, you know what I mean? It's just more or less kind of offering up to the universe, like, I don't know what it is that's blocking me, or what is making me be in this particular type of situation. But because of this thing that has inspired you, right? Now it's like you want to make it a thing, but it's not really knowing where to start, right? So I feel with this, Sag, especially with it being you guys' birthday season, I feel like this is on par. And I do want to tell you, like, to not be too hard on yourself, right? Because whenever we're talking about implementing change into our life, majority of humanity, unless you've been to a life coach or a therapist, right, does not really know how to implement change, in the sense that our typical stance on it is just like abstinence. Like, this is the thing that I'm doing that I should not do. I'm going to abstain from that particular thing, and I'm going to channel all of my energy into this other thing over here and do that, not this, right? But a lot of times we kind of fall off the bandwagon for that because we're not paying attention to the mindset. And that's what I really feel like the message is here. I think it's great of you guys making a decision to release something that's no longer serving you. And of course, it's perfect timing because as most of you guys know, it is my favorite month, that of which is Surrender December. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's wonderful that you guys want to release whatever this is, whether you're aware of it or not. But the thing that's being highlighted is the fact that it goes back to a mindset. So the thing that you're doing, or whoever you're around, whatever the case, whatever it is that you want to surrender or you want to release, it's a need to kind of take a step back this month, and it's perfect timing because I always tell you guys I love solar returns because it's like a, little baby, New Year's Eve, and the fact of how you guys' birthday falls. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get 2 New Year's Eves in one, like they're back to back, So it's a perfect time, especially also with Venus going retrograde this month. And, this would be the opportune time to do a deep dive of a little bit of shadow work, healing wounds, breaking down strongholds in the mind, things of the sort. It's a perfect time for this, but I say it's even better for Sagittarius because with it being your solar return birthday season, the universe is already in support of whatever it is that you're willing now. So I always say it's kind of like a 401k where whatever you put in, your employer matches it. It's the same thing for everyone's birthday season from the universe. Whatever it is that you're willing to invest into something, you're supported by an undergirding of energy. But I feel why it's coming up of this being a mindset for you guys is so you don't end up over exerting yourself or like forcing yourself or getting upset if you kind of fall off the bandwagon in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because what you guys charge is this month in particular is taking time to dig deep to find out why it is this thing is here that you need to release in the first place. So if I make it a little bit more tangible for you guys, like example wise, if the issue hypothetically that you wanted to release, right, is like lack mentality, right? Feeling like you never ever have enough. So it's a fear of spending money because you're afraid of like being broke, or it's putting off spending time with family and friends because you need to work overtime, get some extra hours in because you need to make sure you stack up your money so you have like an emergency savings and a decent amount of savings so that you don't ever end up broke, right? And spending time with your family or friends or whatever makes you realize like, wow, I really miss spending time with them. I'm going to start spending time with them more, right? That's a decision that's made, something I want to release, but the mindset is still stuck in the past. It's still stuck in that, scarcity, lack mentality, right? What brings us into this 2 of coins is now it's kind of like a back and forth to where, family and friends call, hey, we're all going to do this. And then Sag is in a position where it's like, I want to go, but you know what I mean? And the reason why one ends up in that in-between kind of phase, that ambivalence or like being on the fence, is because the mindset was never addressed. So even if we have like the best of intentions to want to change something, if we never ask the question of why it is we're doing this in the first place, like where does this lack mentality come from? Why do I have this, insatiable fear of being broke, where I feel like I have to hold on to every penny that I have, or I feel like I have to work all of the time? It's really addressing where that mindset comes from in order to truly move forward. Otherwise, and this reminds me of, ironically, the weekly soul session that I did on the network for the week of the 21st through like the 25th or 26th. It was a similar kind of thing here of trying to figure out like why can't I get out of this cycle? Why can't I get out of this mindset? And it's very much a need to ask that question of like, where is this coming from in the first place, as opposed to just wanting to like cut ties with it, because that's how you end up in a situation where you're putting, whipped cream on shit, if you know what I'm saying. But I think this is really good work to be done, because both with you guys, solar return, as well as this Venus retrograde energy, which goes retrograde, by the way, on the 19th of this month, I feel with all of these energies being in support of you guys, this is an ideal time to really rectify this. Like if this is something you really want to leave behind. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. Thank God it's upright. That is Taurus energy, of course. So this is, of course, bringing us back to your foundations and your values. And for those of you who saw the video that I put up from the LunaFed event on YouTube, or those of you who are network members that were at LunaFed, or those of you who are subscribers who got tickets to come to the LunaFed event, then y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Because with this, and this is perfect timing, this is no accident, Sagittarius, because with this falling in the midpoint of your month, so this, of course, would be after the 15th of December. And like I said before, Venus goes retrograde on the 19th. And of course, you know, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So this month, if you are doing a Venus deep dive, whether it's with us or solo dolo, I would strongly suggest to watch both the Taurus and Libra readings for December as well as for November, because it's going to give you insights, just like I tell people to watch you guys' readings when it's the particular sign season, and looking at the message more or less as a collective message, if you will. I feel that's something that would be beneficial to you guys. But other than that, this really speaks to your values. So I would stress even more so, Sag, it's going to be imperative for you guys to do this deep dive. It doesn't have to be with us, but just kind of doing some self-reflecting to get reacquainted with what your values are. It's like, what is it that you're basing your life on, right? Even going back to whatever this is you guys are trying to release, it's needing to know, are you living in alignment with Six of Swords in the reverse, that, you know, uneasy, tumultuous water kind of energy, or emotional unrest, whatever you want to call it. All of that is a symptom of the deeper problem being a need to live in alignment with one's values, because we're always going to feel discontent or off or just out of alignment if we're not living up to our values. So it would be, this month would be a really good month to start on the good foot, with it being your birthday and all, of making sure you make a promise to yourself that how it is that you want to move forward is in alignment with your own personal value system. Now, another thing I feel with this is interesting. With this Hierophant card here, I feel like a father figure with this, like a dad. And this would be a dad that it impossible to please, if you will. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that it's somebody who's like super Christian or something, but it could be, I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm not going to use political words, but I don't want to get flagged by YouTube. Oh, I've already said the P word, but say hypothetically, if your dad was like far right or something, and you're like far D to the left, right? And there's this kind of disconnect when it comes to communicating, because there's always something centralizing around his belief and value system. Whoa, thank you, Spirit. That, see, child, look at that. Look at that. Okay, I'm here for this. This is beautiful. So that's why this whole thing with values comes up for you, Sagittarius, because here's the dealio. So with this, there's like a father figure. I mean, for some of y'all, it could be a mom, but the thing that's pronouncing itself to me is father figure. So if you have like a father figure to where they're very set in their ways, right? That, and even though, right? Because the vibe I feel with this is that if this is a father figure, they're not nice about it. You know what I mean? It's like they're very like set on, like, you know, this is the thing. This is going to be too hard. I'm going to be stuttering if I keep using this P word example. So let's say this. I could use my own dad as an example, because most of you guys know that my dad is you know, pastor, preacher man, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he's not like this anymore. But it's kind of like my dad being Southern Baptist, and Southern Baptist people having a very specific structured way that they see things. Like, this is the pathway to get to heaven. If you don't live this way, you don't see things this way, you're going to the pits of hell. You know what I'm saying? Fire, brimstone type of thing, right? And it's a person like that, even though the method through which they're living out their values could be damaging to other people, It could be triggering to other people. However, that would be an example of a person who's living in alignment with their values. So it's like, no matter who they hurt, whose feelings they hurt, or how close-minded that they may be, or how one-sided it may be from the outside looking in, it's them having their ethos and their belief system on life and what they value about life, and them thinking in accordance to it, them speaking in accordance to it, them making decisions in accordance to it, behaving in accordance to it. That's what it looks like to live in alignment with your values, right? And everyone may not agree with that. Now, why this is coming up for Sagittarius is because this is someone in you guys' life. I feel father figure, but I feel this wouldn't be like a boss or something. I don't necessarily feel that, but it would be someone who had a hand in raising you. Like, the word I just heard, tutelage, I guess. But this is a person who had like a hand in raising you, or was like an influence on your life growing up or something like that. So, I mean, it could be an uncle, it could be an aunt, but the characteristic about this person, so you know who I'm talking about, it's a person who is very hell-bent on what it is that they believe. And it's like, no matter how much of an argument that you could have with this person, you could bring case studies, you could bring facts, like it does not matter. They're still going to just dig their heels in and believe even more what it is that they believe, right? But the other element that I feel with this is how hell-bent this person is on their beliefs. I feel whatever it is that they're standing for, it could be offensive. I mean, it could, like, y'all, I'm feeling some things. Like, this could be like prejudice. This could be racist. You know what I mean? You know what I'm like? It's in that realm of things of how, like, firmly footed this person is and what they believe. However, the reason why Spirit is bringing this up is because this is the place Spirit is trying to get you guys to, minus all of the negativity with it, right? So the only seed to take away from this is the fact of, even though this person, whoever they are, is problematic, really feels like a dad, but even though their views are extremely problematic and probably might be very offensive to most people, most populations of people, they are an example of someone who firmly stands on their values, not saying that the values they're standing for are good or bad, right or wrong, but that's just like an archetype. So as hard as they fight for, the negative stuff that they stand for, is to that same octave that Spirit would want you guys to stand for what it is that you value. But the difference is, what Sagittarius values, right, isn't problematic like this, but it's almost you guys being reared in the vicinity to a person such as this has caused you to make yourself small, kind of keep your head down, focus, work, do what it is that you're supposed to do, stay in your lane, don't bother nobody, and make sure that you take care of yourself and that you straight, right? Like, that's the kind of vibe I get that you guys have been, kind of trotting along with. But whatever this is that happened at the end part of November, it's almost as if it reawakened a part of you that you forgot was even there, and it breathed new life into you. And you remembered, once upon a time you used to like, hanging out with friends and going to like wine bars, or, jogging in the park, or, spending time with your cousins, like whatever it is, it's a part of you that's been reawakened, right? But it's a facet of yourself that's been suppressed because of this particular person, whoever this is in you guys' life, right? But it's a message to learn from this, of how, ferociously they fight for what they stand for. That's how strong Spirit is leading you guys to fight for what it is that you stand for. But what you stand for is something that's like a gift that keeps on giving, that's going to bring more light, more happiness into your life. So it's a reawakening to old desires and in a sense, but it's a need to understand this person being, not saying like this person is the source of like everybody's issues and problems or whatever, but it's more or less this mindset, right, that caused this block that you guys are wanting to let go, the thing that keeps you in this ambivalence where even though you desire something and want to move towards it, it's like the practicality, and this is what I feel like you guys would call it, is the practicality of should, oughts, and supposed tos that come from this particular person of how you should, ought, or supposed to be, even though you don't agree with them. So it's almost in your conscious mind. You consciously know why you don't fool with this person or don't agree with them. But on the subconscious side, you have no idea how this person has affected you to step out of alignment with yourself, right? Way back when this mindset gets created and the way that you're showing up in life today and things that you're holding yourself back from that you truly enjoy are still fueled by this person. So what this really would be speaking to, Sag, is almost revealing to you guys this person, even if you don't still speak to this person, or even if this person's dead, because I literally feel for some of y'all, this person ain't even alive anymore, right? But it's like, it's spirit bringing into your awareness how it is that this person is still controlling you, right? Present day, through a mindset, because a lot of times our inner critics be like our parental figures, you know what I'm saying? But it's revealing to you, bringing from your subconscious to your conscious, the thing, wow, dude, this is beautiful. This is speaking directly to the people who are like, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. Like, I just be wanting to do stuff, but for some reason, it's like, I just can't figure out why I can't move forward. This would be the why. So for those of you who don't like, can't verbalize what it is, this is literally what it is. It's being groomed in this, type of place. You're consciously aware, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be anything like them. And you've built up a life to never have to be like them or be with someone romantically, even that is like this person, right? But it's almost like leaving out of that situation and not seeing that there's still like a cord that's there, proverbially speaking. Not saying that any of y'all got, soul ties, energetic cords or nothing, but it's not realizing how like there's a cord still there because how this person made you feel and planted something into your subconscious, like a seed. That seed sprouted into a tree. And it's like all of the behaviors are coming from there. I hope and pray that that is making sense, y'all. But it's being brought into your awareness this month so that when we talk about releasing or cutting ties from something, you guys can do this once and for all. Because I really feel whatever mindset comes from this is what it is that has been holding you guys back up to this point. So I like this. This like totally you turned into like literally a surrender message here. Like that's the thing that you would be releasing. It's whatever values that this person has, y'all don't have the same values, but you're still living in accordance with theirs, right? Like it's kind of stuff like you don't work, you don't eat, or you know what I'm saying? Like nothing in life comes easy. Money don't grow on trees. It's like stuff like that where you're living by it and you're not even realizing that you're living by this and trying to figure out why you're unfulfilled and why it is that you're not happy and not understanding where that's coming from, right? Getting a glimmer of what like happiness or joy is to you, wanting that, being offered an opportunity to go in the direction of that, but still being weighed like with this two of coins, dude. It's almost like what I'm seeing is a person, and even though this was a form of torture, I don't feel that's why it's being, shown to me, but I'm seeing a person tied like by ropes, and like those two ropes being tied to horses, and that was like a form of old school torture, but I don't feel that's why it's being shown to me. It's being shown to me because it's like I'm seeing the person go back and forth. and like those two ropes that are pulling my Sagittarius people, it's your values, your desires, and your gut that are trying to pull you forward to the future. But it's those subconscious, values and like the sense of the principles that we've all been raised to live by, right? That are pulling you backwards. And present day, the only thing that Sag sees is I need to do, and you're doing, right? You're here, you're taking care of responsibilities, but you're still not really going anywhere. It's a pull to the desires of your future, but there's still something pulling you towards the past. And that's manifesting as just indifference and a lack of fulfillment in one's life. But it's you guys not being aware of this tie to the past that's still pulling you back. And that's the cord that's intended to be cut on this month. And it's all centralized around this particular person. So I'm saying, dude, with this falling like in the midpoint of the month, like the 12th through like the 18th, that week, just like I told you guys with November, that's like the third week of November was the most important week in November. The third week of December is the most important freaking month of December, right? Because, dude, we are in the last stretch to 2022, right? All of this stuff is hella important. And all of this is setting us up for the threshold we're crossing into 2022, if you will. But in that third week of December, on the 18th is Gemini full moon. And then on the 19th, that's the next day, literally. That's when Venus goes retrograde in Capricorn. So this whole time frame, like literally from December, right? Like the 19th of December, all the way up until, and I mean, like our deep dive, we're doing it from now until the 21st of March, but that's when our new season starts on the network. But so that's why we're doing it that way. But Venus, it comes completely out of its shadow phase on the 1st of March. So literally between the 19th pre-shadow phase, literally started 17th of November. So literally from the midpoint of November, that third week is when we slowly started a descent. This time frame is intended for us to take this time to really self-reflect, really do a deep dive, to really see these karmic ties, these connections, these old mindsets that are influencing us. And just like I told you guys countless times last month, it's not about figuring it all out. It's just about bringing it into your awareness, right? It's not about healing all of your childhood trauma or whatever it is that you went through. It's not about this person needing to change or whatever the case. It's about identifying what the root of this particular thing is, it being in your conscious awareness, because now you have power over it to rectify it. Now it's just about learning the skills or the resources that are needed in order to overcome this particular thing. Because the thing that disempowers us in life is what we're not aware of. It's the things that are hidden, right? And this is a time frame in which all of these little transits and everything that's been hidden is being revealed, especially with this being a solar eclipse. Like lunar eclipses, you got stuff that's getting, eclipsed out that you ain't even know was back there. You know what I'm saying? Like they had Freddy Krueger behind you, like, and then the eclipse was like, bam. And he was like, oh, right. So it's something you didn't even know. But with the solar eclipse, it's something that you're aware of, right? There's a tie to it that you may not know, but that's why it's coming out like that. The needing to release something, not knowing what it is, but y'all know this person though. You feel what I'm saying? So it's showing you what the connection between the conscious and the subconscious is, but it's all about bringing it into your awareness. And the work you would be doing into 2022 would be, getting you a friendly local neighborhood therapist or whatever and working through this, So this is like a hella great place to be in, dude, because this is about like, oh God, here it comes again. I'm gonna shut up soon, Sagittarius, because look, I didn't talk so much in y'all reading. I know Sagittarius don't be liking all that talking. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it, okay? But anyway, I was saying I was so glad this is in the upright, but that's kind of what the point is. Like, even if we get into the fact that the North Node is going into, it's coming out of, y'all time, because the South Node is in Sagittarius, the North Node is in Gemini. But in 2022, the North Node is going to be in Taurus and the South Node is going to be in Scorpio. And looking at this Hierophant, why in the Scorpio reading that I saw, when the Hierophant came in the reverse, looking at it as the Antichrist kind of energy, not saying that this person in your life is the Antichrist or anything, but they're the anti-you. Like they're the is not to your is, like they're the untruth, you know? And why it is that a person, and speaking of this allegorically, why it is that people can fall for the proverbial false god, right? Is because it's something that they're doing, right? That a person being like, and this is a psychological thing, if a person is very self-assured and they're saying something with confidence and they're in a position of power or authority or have a platform, the assumption is they know what they're talking about, right? Because if they didn't know what they were talking about, why would they have this platform? Why would they have that job title? They sound very confident and convincing, right? But that's not enough to know if what a person is saying is true. Now, with this person in you guys' life, that's them. They have values, right? There's things they value. They're not necessarily great things, but them being so confident with it, right, is the part that's misleading. But that's why I say why this person came up as an example is because you learned from this person your absolute is not. It is only in the absence of who it is that we are that we can ever find out who it is that we truly are. So that's why I say this person was like your anti, your is not. And it's like, this is you, right? You being that fervently just, you know, stubborn, this is what it is, this is what I believe type of deal, you know? So that's what you guys are coming into this month. I love this, Sagittarius. I'm sorry it was so wordy. Like I literally was about to I was going to pull more cards and things, but I feel like it was so wordy, man, that I don't want to run it into the ground just because I see that I'm being repetitive. I'm saying the same thing in 1,000 different ways. But the truth of the matter is with this Sagittarius is this is all about you guys coming into your power, right? So it's everything you guys have experienced up to this point is more or less your is not. It's like showing you these shadow aspects in different circumstances you've been in with people for you to get a clear insight into who it is that you really are and what it is you don't want to be, what you don't want to be like, how you don't want to be treated, what you don't want to be around. All of those things reveal what your values are. So now you know what you value. And it's not about isolating yourself or, scarcity or whatever it is for you guys in particular. It's about you coming back into alignment with whatever this event reminded you about yourself, right? Realigning with that person and standing on those values and not having to hide or to hold yourself back because of less than stellar experiences. The only thing that those experiences played a role to do for you was to show you your values, to show you the bricks that you utilize to build the foundation that you're going to continue to build on going into 2022. I hope that makes sense. I hope this reading ain't buku long, but it probably is. But anywho, since it's Surrender December, I'm going to pull you guys a surrender card to give you any additional insights into what it is that you guys can surrender in December. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. What does Sagittarius need to surrender in December, Spirit? That one's sticking straight up. Ooh. Surrender fear, Sagittarius. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. Dude, if this doesn't wrap up y'all's reading any better, I don't know what would. I'm just saying. Wait. Hey, Sagittarius, it's me, Marlo. Yeah. Hi. I actually forgot, this is, me who just did your extended. I realized after I recorded it that it's December. And, in December, not only is it, surrender December, we also do the soul scopes for 2022. And I didn't realize until after I recorded your extended, doing the whole weekly overview, I was like, wait a minute, it's December. I need to do the soul scopes. So I'm actually going to go back and record you guys soul scope. So what's going to be in your extended is your 2022 soul scope, an overview of the year. You don't need to be creeped out or anything because, the way that I do them, I use oracle cards. So it's not any like, peril, misery, and woe or, anything like that. You guys know what they look like. You saw the marathon, right? Of course you did. If you didn't, it's on the channel. You can check it out. It's gonna, look a lot like that. But yeah. So I'll let you guys get back to this and love your face. When I talk about that scarcity mindset, what you're afraid of and things, I might not have no money, this and that and the other. This is all about you guys stepping into your full power, Sagittarius, and going back out into the world, socializing, things of the sort, all of those good things. But I love your face, Sagittarius. I'm going over to my network, The Sanctuary, to do you guys extended. I'm also going over to Vimeo, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended as well. So in that extended, I'm going to be playing out the rest of these cards, looking at each week of December for you guys to give you some insights into that. So if you are about that life, Sagittarius, most certainly follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your freaking face. Happy birthday. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.